So guys, in this video we will be talking about the Flash movie's main villain, the Dark Flash, and theorize about who he is and how he potentially came to be and how he might fit into the film. So if that sounds interesting, let's hop into it. Yo, what is going on guys, Flashverse here, and welcome back to another video on the Flash movie. And as I said, in this video we will be talking about the Dark Flash. I'll be talking to you guys and explaining who he is and theorize about the storyline he has in the film and how he potentially came to be and all those sorts of stuff, because I think I have a pretty good idea in regards to who he is. So if you guys want to find out, then be sure to stick till the very end of the video. But yeah, obviously this week has been massive news for DC. Obviously we had James Gunn talking about his new slate for his DCU, and he does talk a little bit about the Flash movie and how they're going to use the Flash movie to essentially reboot everything, and that's how the DCU is going to play in, is because of the Flash movie rebooting everything, and then we're going to kick off the DCU starting with Blue Beetle going forward. So James Gunn does talk a little bit about that. He does also talk a little bit about the Flash movie and how he considers it as one of the greatest superhero films ever made. But new details do not stop there for the Flash movie. We do know that we will be having a new trailer dropping in Super Bowl, so that is something to look forward to as well. And also we do have a lot of first looks from the movie through promo material. Like we had the Chrono Bowl, we had toys and Funkos, all of which have revealed some pretty cool details in regards to the film and certain characters that you might not have expected to see. And one of those promo materials from not only the Chrono Bowl but also toy packagings and Funko Pops is a certain character called the Dark Flash, who now we are assuming is going to be the main villain of the film, and that's judging from just the way he looks and obviously the name, the Dark Flash, as well. So it seems like the Flash movie will not be using the Reverse Flash as its main villain, but it's going to be someone called the Dark Flash. And as I said, we will be talking about who Dark Flash is in this film. We'll theorize about all of that, and as I did allude to earlier, I do have a very good idea in regards to who this character could be. Now, we do obviously know that we are also having two Barry Allens in this film, as this is obviously a multiverse related concept. So we know, yes, the concept of Flashpoint is going to apply. Barry Allen's going to go back in time. He's going to save his mother from dying. But in doing so, he's going to create an alternate timeline, but also messes up the entire multiverse. So that's how we're going to get a lot of multiverse mixing happening. And that's how we're getting characters like, for example, Michael Keaton's Batman fitting into the film, how we're going to get this other Barry Allen in the film, Sasha Calle's Supergirl, and many, many more. And obviously this second Barry Allen we're assuming is going to be from Michael Keaton's Batman Earth. We've seen him in the promo materials as well, through posters and everything, that he's going to be the Flash, wearing this modified Batman suit, if you will. He chops it up, spray paints it and all, and makes it look like a Flash suit. That is the second Barry Allen. Now, months ago, we had this ongoing theory that the second Flash, the young Barry, was the main villain. However, through this concept art from the Chrono Bowl over here, we do see the two Flashes fighting the Dark Flash. And obviously this brings up the question, who is the Dark Flash? Who is the main villain for the Flash movie? Because a character called the Dark Flash does not exist in the comics. We have Negative Flash, we have the Black Flash, but we do not have the Dark Flash. And this is where my theory comes in. I think Andy Muschietti over here is taking huge inspiration from the Flash TV series with Savitar. Now, for those who are not familiar with the Flash TV series and who Savitar is, it's essentially a time remnant of original Barry Allen from an erased potential future who became a powerful speedster known as Savitar. Now, Savitar's existence is the result of a casual loop that involved Iris West's death, as after he was created, the Time Remnant was shunned by members of Team Flash. Broken and utterly alone, the Remnant desired to end his pain by becoming pretty much the God of Speed. He calls himself the God of Speed, the fastest known speedster in the multiverse, and that's pretty much who he is. And he does a lot of time travel stuff, makes himself look like the first speedster. He pretty much creates this cult and stuff, but he's also known as the future Flash. So I think Andy Muschietti is taking direct inspiration from the Flash TV show over here, and I think this is how it could play out in the movie. Once again, adopting the very Savitar concept but applying it to the film. So Savitar, once again, or Dark Flash, is an alternate timeline Flash from the future created as a direct cause of Barry pretty much messing up the timeline and created Flashpoint. And he is, as I said, he becomes a villain, kind of like Savitar, as we said. Now, maybe this Barry, just like Savitar, got so broken and so isolated he goes insane for whatever reason. Maybe it could be because his version of Iris died. Maybe this Flash, the Savitar or the Dark Flash, went down a dark path because he tried to save his loved ones. Maybe he failed to save Iris and Iris died. He tried finding ways to bring his mother back but wasn't able to. And this brings him down this darker route where he's now the Flash, but pretty much doesn't care. He's a much darker version, pretty much goes around like, killing enemies and all those sorts of stuff. Now, when Barry creates Flashpoint, obviously we're going to have all of this like multiverse timey-wimey stuff going on. And that's how all of them fit in together. We're going to have Barry Allen's Flash. We're going to have the younger Michael Keaton's Earth Flash. And then we're going to have the Dark Flash, who also fits into this Flashpoint timeline. So he's a darker version of the Flash overall, and he isn't happy with the fact that Barry is living this new reality with everything he has. So he is after Barry, and he's pretty much trying to take everything from him because he doesn't find it fair that this version of Barry is living the life that he wanted, but he wasn't able to. He wasn't able to bring Iris back. He wasn't able to save his mother. And he just doesn't find it fair that this version of Barry somehow managed to do it. And this is why he would want to rip everything away from our Barry, and why he might want to potentially even kill him and take his place so that he could live the life that our Barry is living, with Iris around, with his mother alive, all those sorts of stuff. And we could have something like that playing out. Now, maybe the theory of young Barry from Michael Keaton's Earth still being the Dark Flash could be possible. Maybe it's that version of the Flash from the future that pretty much goes insane and goes all Savitar mode. That could also be something I could see. Maybe this version of the Flash doesn't want Barry to restore the timeline, like our Barry to restore the timeline, and then we have this darker version of the Flash pretty much trying to stop it because he was unable to bring his mother back, and seeing our Barry bringing his mother back, he wouldn't want Barry to restore that timeline. So Dark Flash would probably go after him for that as well. You could apply that concept as well, but I don't know, I'm not too fond of that theory. I'd rather have like a Savitar type situation created as a direct result to our Barry doing Flashpoint. That's how I would like to see it. So we have our Barry creating Flashpoint, and as a result, that creates this alternate timeline of the Flash from the future, who's, so broken, so isolated, he goes insane. And, he's not happy with this, perfect reality Barry is living in, where his mother is alive, he has Iris and all of that, and he wants to just take everything away from our Barry. That is the type of concept I want to see for the Dark Flash, and I am pretty confident that this is what they're going to do with the Dark Flash. Now, we could also have this cool thing where this future Dark Flash would always be 10 steps ahead of our Barry, because after all, they are the same person. It's just Dark Flash is from an alternate timeline, but he's from the future. So anything our Barry lives in present day, technically this other Flash would have the memories of, because he's still from the future. So we could have that concept being applied as well. But the only thing I wouldn't be too fond of about this is this would just be direct copy paste from the TV show. So I am sure Andy Muschietti would do, some certain things differently at least. And obviously, due to the existence of this Dark Flash, that could also be what makes the timeline and like the whole multiverse at stake. That could be the direct danger which makes things even worse. So not only is Barry forced to stop this Dark Flash, but also he realizes that he's pretty much messed up, and that's when he's like, okay, I need to restore the timeline. That could be what is going on as well. Now, obviously, because of the Dark Flash looking all zombified in like the toy packagings and obviously in the Funko Pops as well, you could also assume this could be some sort of a version of the Black Flash as well. Now, Black Flash, in the most simplest way to explain it, is a zombified version of like a speedster. It's pretty much like a time wraith speedster, Grim Reaper of speedsters, and pretty much goes after speedsters, messing with time. And obviously Flashpoint is a reality bending concept that not only affects the whole timeline but also affects the entire multiverse in the case of the film. So they could do something like that where the Dark Flash is somewhat of like the Black Flash as well. That could also be possible. However, I am pretty confident that they're going to go down the Savitar route for the Flash movie, in my opinion. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. If you guys have enjoyed the video, please give a like and subscribe. Be sure to tell me in the comment section down below what you guys think about this theory. I'm interested to see all of your opinions towards all of this as well. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video.